I now have the privilege of introducing some of you for the first time and reintroducing many of you to California's new Secretary of Health and Human Services. Kim Johnson is joining us by video. She had a conflict in her calendar 1 week into her new role leading California's Health and Human Services Agency, and she really wished that she could be here with us in the room today as she was 2 years ago. Secretary Johnson is a true partner in the Master Plan for Aging, a champion for older adults, people with disabilities, and family caregivers, and we look forward to this new and continuing partnership in her role with the California Health and Human Services Agency. We'll now show a video message from our secretary.
Hello and welcome. I am Kim Johnson, and I serve as the Secretary of the California Health and Human Services Agency. I am honored to join you virtually today for this important event. I want to begin by expressing my deep gratitude to the organizers of this day of action. Today's in-person convening would not be possible without our generous philanthropic partners and their continued support. The rich content for the day is driven by more than 100 hardworking and committed Master Plan for Aging Stakeholder Advisory Committee members. And leading on behalf of the administration is the Governor's Senior Advisor, our Department of Aging, who are joined by my fellow secretaries, dozens of department heads, dedicated state staff, and local government partners. Together, we are the heartbeat of this movement to ensure that Californians of all ages and abilities can live and age with dignity. As many of you know, I've been part of the Master Plan for Aging journey since the beginning, and I had the privilege of participating in our last day of action in 2022, when I served as the director of the California Department of Social Services. Back then, we were laying critical foundations, advancing bold initiatives like CalAIM, transforming our behavioral health system, investing in the workforce, and expanding housing stock and housing supports to meet the growing needs of older adults. We are seeing the real-world impact of these efforts every day as we serve Californians with more compassion, more coordination, and a renewed commitment to equity. Today, in my new role as secretary, I have the great privilege of continuing this work in partnership with all of you. We know that the road ahead is both challenging and full of promise. The third round of Master Plan for Aging initiatives for 25-26 will focus on addressing the most pressing needs of our communities, from expanding long-term services and supports to ensuring that housing, healthcare, and transportation work together seamlessly for older adults and people with disabilities. But our vision extends even further. We are building a future for all Californians where every individual, regardless of their background, where they live, or how much they earn, has access to the care, services, and opportunities they need to thrive as they age. Throughout this journey, one thing has been clear: collaboration is our strength. As the chair of the Governor's Master Plan for Aging Cabinet Work Group, I am deeply committed to building on the legacy of my predecessor, Dr. Mark Ghaly, to move the Master Plan for Aging forward. This work is not just about policy or programs, it is about people. And it's about making sure that older adults, people with disabilities, and caregivers are seen, heard, and supported. We can all be proud to hold up the Master Plan for Aging as an example of the principles of equity, inclusion, and belonging that define us as this administration. As we move into the next phase of this important work, I encourage each of you to continue driving change. Let's recommit to working together, to building systems that reflect the values we hold dear, and to ensuring that every Californian can age with dignity, purpose, and joy. Thank you again for being here today, and thank you for the vital role you play in building a California for all ages and abilities.
Thank you very much, Secretary Johnson. And now it is my honor to invite the Department of Aging Tribal Affairs Manager, Consuelo Gambino, to the stage to provide a land acknowledgement for our day. Welcome.
Thank you, Susan. Good morning. My name is Consuelo Gambino. I am the Tribal Affairs Manager at the California Department of Aging. I am from the Yuki tribe and an enrolled member of the Round Valley Indian Tribes in Covelo, California. It's a privilege and honor for me to provide a tribal land acknowledgement for you all today. So as we attend the California for All Ages and Abilities Master Plan for Aging Day of Action, we take a moment to acknowledge the tribal lands of the Nisenan people in the Sacramento area. For many centuries, the lands in the Sacramento area have been home to several tribes who have protected and respected the sacred lands on which we are gathered. The tribes are sovereign nations, rich in culture and traditions passed down from our tribal elders. We would like to acknowledge the tribal homelands of the Southern Maidu people to the north, the Valley and Plains Miwok peoples to the south of the American River, and the Patwin Wintun peoples to the west of the Sacramento River. We would also like to acknowledge and honor the Wilton Rancheria, the federally recognized tribe in Sacramento County. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Consuelo.